neurodynamics, looking at central to peripheral. And we're going to go through some decompression. We're going to go through nerve mobilization. We're going to go through how to facilitate core with neuromobilization. Because sometimes, in order to get nerves to slide, we need to stabilize certain areas in the spine to create space to allow the nerves to slide. Because if we have someone with a posture like this, is nerve flossing going to be super effective? No. Why? Because what are we doing? We're closing down the holes, the foramen in which the nerves need to slide. We've got central tension that could be pulling on the peripheral nerves. So Daria and I had a client yesterday. She had a classic de Quervain syndrome, right? Tendinosynovitis of extensor pollicis brevis, extensor pollicis brevis, abductor pollicis brevis, extensor pollicis longus. I believe that's right. Anyway, they're in the same sheath. Chronic tendinitis there for over a year. And you would think, she's got the brace on, and you would think, okay, well, we just need to do ultrasound and IFC and do isometrics and stretch. This individual is very hypermobile. She works at a desk 8 hours on a computer. She's wearing the brace. Nothing's really changing. So it's very easy to be like, well, let's just focus on that. But what we know better is that we have to still look at the body as a system. Even though it's a wrist, everything's tubes and wires, and everything affects everything else. So we're not going to assume that there's no central neurodynamic issue or no other central control problems, because they can contribute to why she's overusing that. Now, she has very hypermobile wrists. It hurts, obviously, with flexion, stretch, and now with her, she can't press up. She gets a pinchy wrist. When we looked, range of motion's all fine. But when we looked at the palm, she had atrophy in the opponent's pollicis, okay? And when you start thinking, you're like, well, when you see muscle atrophy, you start thinking, well, there might be a nerve issue. It could be disuse. It very simply could be that. But if it's this side, you would think it would be a disuse on this side. Now, when we went through neurodynamics, median nerve was more affected. She was restricted with that, okay? When we went through central neurodynamics, at first it was just cervical spine, no change. But when we brought her all the way down into this, no change, lumbar spine. Now she sits at a desk all day. Boom, neck falls into this. So she has tension here, compression up here, and then she's doing this all day long. When we checked myotomes, the extensor myotomes, all fine. 4, 5, 6, all good. You know what was weak? 7. When we put her neck into full flexion, completely gone. Triceps and wrist flexors. So now, if she's falling into this and she's trying to press up, those wrist flexors on this side can't co-contract to stabilize the wrist, so she's falling into the wrist, causing compression in the TFCC. So even though, yes, we have this overuse problem, but what we know about overuse problem is an energy use problem, meaning it's either a management, a distribution, or leading into an accumulation problem, okay? So for her, she moves fine, but she had these central neurodynamic issues. So we want to go over today central neurodynamics into peripheral, and we did active and passive, and there is a difference. And then we're going to move into how to decompress central neurodynamics. We're going to learn how to stabilize central so we can work on peripheral, and then work into the peripheral. If we had just focused on working on the peripheral stuff and allowing her to sit with this crappy posture and the central neurodynamic problem down below, we're just flossing and tensioning into that problem. Things probably won't change because of the central tube. Okay. So Mike, I'm going to have you come up. Model Mike.
Yeah.
So global movement scan, everything looks pretty good. Her toe touch, it was here, which I would say was a pass, but given how mobile she is, I'm expecting better and less resistance. So have a seat. So slump, be specific, be precise. Legs together, hands behind your back, just to clear them out of the way. Chin to chest, and slouch all the way down. Now, it's going to depend on what your client can naturally do through their spine. So we're just going to take up whatever they can do. Her, she can almost go right here. So I'm going to take that up. So Mike's going to straighten the right leg, toes up towards the ceiling. Any tension anywhere?
Yeah.
Where do you feel that?
Bit in calf and my low back.
Calf and low back, okay. Sometimes people say, well, I don't have any tension on the backside, but my quad is working extra hard. Well, the quad might be working at its tension. So that still counts. Look up. Is that better, worse, no difference?
It's a bit better.
Bit better, okay. Shoulders up. Better, worse, no difference?
No difference.
No difference? Better, worse, no difference?
Better.
Better. So for Mike, he has central tension at the cervical spine and lumbar spine. Our client yesterday didn't have anything cervical, didn't have any thoracic, but as soon as we released the lumbar, that's where her problem was. Okay? And we'll switch sides, left leg up. Anything on that side?
Low back.
Low back, head up. So I'm blocking. I'm going to hold his T-spine and shoulders, just have him release the neck. Better, worse, no difference. Better. I'm going to block mid-thoracic, just lift the shoulders. Better, worse, no difference.
No difference.
No difference. And then I'm going to block lumbar. We can get really specific with this. We can go into the upper CV, so go back down, Mike. I can block, relax the leg, bring it back up again. I can block C1, C2, and just do the upper occiput. Better, worse, no difference. Better. So for Mike, he might be a little trapped in the upper CV region, right? We can get very specific with this, or we can get general. But using the dural differentiation test, we can at least get an idea of where they're getting stuck, because we need this central tube to be sliding, because if this isn't sliding up and down, the nerves are not sliding in and out, because they all come from that central tube. Cool? So come on up. Let's just do an active median. Okay? So you can have them come up, and it's tricky to have them do active because she did this and it was negative. But if she has nerve tension, she's going to instinctively find the path of least resistance to take the tension off someplace. So it's not really reliable, but we do give these as active mobilizations. So Mike, come up, nice and tall, waiter, drop the plate, and then, yep, and then side bend away. Better, worse, no difference. Any tension with that or not too bad?
Let me do it again.
Yep. So move the arm and then move neck away.
Not really doing
Okay, move towards. Maybe it's compression. Better, worse, no difference. Okay, and then do ulnar. Move the head towards, move it away.
No different.
No difference?
Better towards.
Better towards. And then do radial, so tuck thumb, bring it back, depress the shoulder, extend, adduct, internally rotate, look away, tight,
Worse.
worse.
Better.
So Mike has a little bit of radial nerve. Lay on down. We just did this side. So I'm going to come in, and when I'm doing this, what am I looking at? Am I looking at their arm, their hand? Face. Why? Because the face will tell me before the mouth does. So we're going to bring them up. I'm going to depress the shoulder. I'm going to bring the shoulder up to 110, or at least above 90. Externally rotate, one piece at a time. I keep the wrist on because I'm just going to go at the elbow. So I'm winding up proximal distal, and then I'm going intermediate. Anything with that? Not too bad.
No.
Bring the shoulder ear towards.
Still fine.
Move it away.
Fine.
Fine,
Not bad.
right? So we can get into false positives, false negatives if we do this actively, but part of the treatment will be having them do this. It's okay?
It's not crazy.
Nothing crazy, yeah. So he's got full range of motion. He's got a little bit of tension. I'm going to say that's okay. What we're looking for is, as I bring him out, boom, stuck, right? Oh, that's better. Oh, that's way. Straight leg raise, right? So we moved from central, we did some upper peripheral, and now we're going lower peripheral. So I always like to see what they're willing to do in an active straight leg raise. So Bruce, pull your toes up, lift that leg straight up in the air. And we're looking for past 80, okay? Are they bending the knee a lot? I'd say Bruce is pretty good. Switch sides. And I'm also watching what their pelvis is doing. If there's a lot of twisting going on there, it's probably an indication they're not controlling that lumbopelvic. So they could get into some twisting compression in there. So that's pretty good. Good, go back down. So I'm going to wind them up. I'm going to block that knee and see what they can do. And I'm just looking for first resistance, and I'm looking at their face. What do you feel there, Brucey? Any just tension, numbness, tingling? No nervy, tingly, ropey? No?
Yeah, on the edge.
A little bit? Okay. If I rotate them, if I externally rotate them,
It's better.
better. So tibial, right? Anything with that one? Internal rotation?
Lost it. Bring it up a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
there's it's right
Yeah, it doesn't like that. And then if I flex them, point the toe into the peroneal. Anything with that one?
there. If I go there, I feel it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And does tibial come on at all or not too bad? Yeah, right? So again, it's just taking up all the parts. This side's better. Anything with this one?
Tibial,
Internal,
more tibial,
more tibial.
better.
Yeah. And then I'm going to invert them. Internal rotation, anything with that soror? Yeah, okay. Right. A little bit better on this side than this side, so a little more neural tension. Again, if we lift, so if Bruce lifts that leg up, right? And we see him kind of pop up into extension a bit, lift. Okay. What I can do here is lift that leg up, Bruce. Okay. Remember how heavy that felt? Go back down. Push your shoulder up. Lift. Hard or easy, no difference.
Easier.
A little easier, right? So if range of motion is pretty good, he's getting a little bit end range neural, stabilize him, cross cord. Oh, it feels better. So now might be an indication that maybe we just do some stability stuff here and add on some nerve mobility. Okay? And we're going to use kettlebells. We can use bands. We can use manual pressure, kind of like a dead bug, essentially. I mean, dead bugs, when we're doing that straight leg raise or doing some leg drops, it's always mobilizing nerves. Cool. So let's go. We're going to go over decompression. We'll go over the ground one first. We'll go up against the wall for those who can't lay on the ground. And for some individuals who have a very stiff thoracic spine and their head doesn't fall, would we give them that ground mobilization? If someone comes in very kyphotic and their head's falling into extension, they can't get the arms, is that decompression exercise appropriate? No. Because I've had a client like that, tried it, T-spine was too stiff, couldn't even get into a decent position. His head would fall. He's like, that feels worse. Great, we're just doing thoracic mobility. We just need to get some extension. So sometimes we just need to focus on that stiff area that is trapping the dura and go after the joints first in order for them to even get that thing sliding. Okay? So we'll go up against the wall, down on the floor, and then we'll start working on some sliders, tensioners, lower and upper body. Cool?